Hello, my name's Kevin. Um, this is the typical cripple. Um, so I figured for another video, I'd show off my place, which was um, built by a friend of mine, and we were able to set it up such a way that it'd be compliant with standards for Section 8, and I really like it. It's kind of a bit of a long and narrow. Um, I think the square footage is about 400 square feet, so in order to move in here, I had to downsize from 750 square feet single bedroom apartment. Now this is where I live, and it's worked out a lot better than, let's say, that other apartment that I lived in for over 10 years. And before that, I lived in another apartment for about 10 years. And so I just kind of wanted to show you just under kind of a, this was a bit of an experiment for me to see in what way could we set up the living space in a way where it would be less problematic for caring for me. Um, and so I'm very happy with where I'm at. I think it does set a new standard for caring for the disabled, and I wanted to show it to you. So, what we got here is a look at the kitchen, bathroom, and then over here I have my supplies, mainly food. I am a bit of a prepper. I've gotten a lot of crap over the years for prepping because caregiving is my um, kind of my Achilles heel here, but that's fine. I always figured if I could feed somebody else, they could help me out in such a way that the crisis would be over and we could go back to normal, whatever that crisis would be. I'll tell you what, under the COVID restrictions, my life has not changed one bit, which already tell you something. So this is kind of where I'm at. Um, so we'll, so I'm just gonna show you some key things. Like I said, supplies. Got a couple of Costco shelves. Then this thing right here is my island on wheels. That was um, put together by some friends from church. We were able to collaborate on it. This shelving, these um, pillar parts, corner parts, were bought on Amazon, and then the wood construction was set up by my friends, and they got the other part because there was a whole nother shelf system up here. So I'd like to fill out this area with more appliances. Um, One thing about me, I like my appliances. You can see my immersive deep fryer over here, and of course the oven, the microwave came with the unit, and so I've really enjoyed filling out this space, and we'll go on to the next. Now this is looking the other way. So as you can see, there's my bed, and what I like about this unit the most are two things. Number one, the concrete floor. The concrete floor is really easy for cleaning. One of the problems I had living in a normal apartment is that there was carpet everywhere, which is great if you're running around on bare feet, but I live my existence in a wheelchair. It's not good. The carpet that sat directly under my wheelchair at my, for lack of a better term, workstation, I took it down to the actually wore into the carpet so that it was just a bald spot. I had to go get a carpet thing one of those office things that you put over a carpet so that you can roll around on an office chair. I didn't think of that one before the damage was done. That was definitely my bad on that. But the thing is, you can't just cover a carpeted area with those mats. And so for here, my buddy and I agreed a concrete floor with a good sealant would be a great idea. And for me, pre hands-free urinal, yeah, I'd slush that thing because of my spasticity. It was not good. I believe my friend said one time, stop trying to help yourself. Just let somebody deal with it. Because it did make quite a mess. And that's one of the things I like about this place is that there is, even if you make a mess, and I've dropped all sorts of things. You can see my my little table here on this right here is on wheels, and it moves around and adjusts to where I want to be. Another great option for what I got here, you can see the cat enjoying his little place on my bed. You know, getting in and out of bed, I'm going to show that later, requires a lot of some effort, but a lot less effort now because I use a lift. That lift has caster wheels, and I've had people almost dump me out of the lift because they didn't take into consideration carpet or leverage or gravity. So there's that. I will. And over here I got a chest freezer. It's a 5 cubic inch, which of course goes real well with the deep fryer. And I'll talk about my finances another time. But anyway, moving on. So that's the bed. You know, I got storage underneath. Another great thing about that place I live is that you have the option to move things up. Even though that would work well enough on carpet, I think having a concrete floor is better. Of course, I don't like um, mechanical beds. I have a real problem with them, especially since they can break down. So I prefer more of a static arrangement here. So this ledge, pillows, and once I'm set up in bed, that's pretty much it. I don't move beyond that. Sorry for the lack of focus, but this is my attempt at beautifying um, my place. In of course, this is my bed in its made configuration. Um, Sometimes you have accidents, so you have to account for that. So I got a towel and incontinent pad. Um, just the way it goes. But cleaning my place is mainly by proxy. I have caregivers, and the caregivers have found that cleaning the place works well. And so step two was to beautify. So I got my book collection is whittled down to pretty much a symbolic representation of my knowledge set. So I got my over here. I've got Bibles in theology. Over here, I've got more nature, permaculture. Um, in the middle, some history. I think this one is Josephus. This one is, anyway, it's hard to read. My newest out of the collection is this Space Marine Codex for playing Warhammer 40k. I just like the art, honestly. But as you can see here, there's kind of a bit of a flow here. So up here you got the pious man with a humble meal praying. That has significant value to me because this was a similar artwork that was it was pretty prevalent when I was growing up because it sat over my father's parents' dining room table. And then over here, I've got a Jordan Peterson Rules for Life. My aunt picked that up when she went to see him speak in Seattle. I would have preferred going, but you gotta take what people are willing to give. Up here, I have my antelope. I've lovingly named Bob. And I shot him in Nevada. You can see that. Blue Collar, I think it's Blue Collar Adventures. That was kind of interesting trip. I've been, my friends have been asking me about what that experience was like, and of course I told them, but, for me, it wasn't just, hey, let's go shoot. There was a whole program involved, and I had some feelings on that. But overall, it was a wonderful trip. I'm very appreciative of it. But there's things that you have to consider when you go out on these things that um, I didn't consider. And I think my feelings are a little complex on that. So this is Roman Gladius Hispaniolis, which was the major armament of the Roman Legion, their equivalent of a M4 battle rifle. Anyway, it like it or not, that weapon right there was a symbol of Roman power, which of course when my ancestors were hanging around in the dirt and, putting sticks on top of one another as shelter, the Romans came through and kind of showed them civilization, which I thought was a good thing, which later led to Christianization, which later led, in a long time down the road, to me. This is a painting that my dad picked up at one time. It's a print. I can't even read the name, but it's called Out of Uniform, and it's got an officer and this will be a sergeant or some sort of enlisted guy, and they're both kind of getting on the doughboy here. I guess doughboys are more of an American. This is British, and it's a commentary on World War II and the Battle of Ypres. And then this thing was a painting a friend of mine made, and anyway, it's kind of this swirl thing going on here. And she was actually a caregiver of mine, and anyway, she was doing a project, and I told her she could do it while she was at work because there was some downtime between between things that I need to have done. And so she whipped that out, and I noticed in the middle there was a skull shape in the middle, and I said, I want that one. It's not that I like skulls. I mean, I will say this, 40 Hammer or Warhammer 40K, they have a lot of skull and death imagery. But what I liked about this is that, for me, and this is only my interpretation, you got this chaos on the outer ring, and it looks chaotic, and in the middle you get a little semblance of order. This is completely emergent, and, which I thought was interesting, and when I told it to my friend, she was like, so how much? And I gave her the money, and then she didn't really care anymore. So that's kind of how that worked out. So that's my beautification, my attempt at beautification. And a little bit later, I want to put more up here, but I don't want it to look too cluttered. So, like I said, that's my attempt at beautification. And then we have my workstation. So, my setup here, I roll the wheelchair in. It works out for me. I got my cheap little $400 laptop, and this TV up here was given to me by a neighbor, and then I was able, uh, someone else gave me a wireless HDMI, so there's no wire between here and here, which I felt was very nice. Then I've got all this on a, it's like a tray thing for bed. But I got some wires here. I've got a multi outlet on it, so it's everything's plugged in and very mobile. And so I put that over my bed at night. Um, it's one of those things where um, the less people move it, the less people have an opportunity to break it. Of course, I will say this up here. I got a batleth, which I think is just cool. You know, when somebody calls you up and says, hey, dude, you want a batleth? You say yes. Don't care where to put it. It's just a great conversation piece. And of course, this is kind of a Trekkie thing. And then, of course, you got my water, my bowl, my trackball. So that works out well. All right. So this is in the bathroom. This is my. Sorry for it's way out of focus, but you really don't need to see in here too much. But this is how we shower me. So we pull this out and put it out in the middle of the room. Then the wheelchair is somewhere. Let's see here. We normally put the wheelchair out here, and then because there just isn't enough room in the bathroom itself for two wheelchairs I have left, it really gets crowded in there, and which is fine. I mean, I can't have unlimited space, not on Section 8, so it works out. And of course, that's how the wheelchair and the lift kind of connect together. And of course, we got this little ramp down here with this inch rise. And of course, it took about a year to get this shower chair. The lift I had from before. And that worked out, but that's kind of how those things fit. And then lastly, this is how the lift fits over the bed. So, like I said, easy peasy. And of course, that's kind of a front on view, and that's how that works. So, this is how I live, and yeah, I don't go very far, I don't do a lot. I live in a nice little neighborhood where people know one another, and mainly people have their own thing going on, but every now and then they'll talk to you and say hi, so that at least exists in the neighborhood that I'm at. Which is a lot better than sticking around in those apartment complexes where people don't want to know you. There's no sense of investment because everyone's moving on. The idea is that you live in the apartment for a while, then you move somewhere where you can invest. And thanks to a friend of mine, I have done that. And of course, what I'm trying to do is kind of pivot off that to do more things on my own. such as this channel. So thank you very much for watching, and this is Kevin with Atypical Cripple. See you on the next bounce.